Hello and welcome back to the Xpert 11 Road to Glory series, where in the last episode we got through to the third round of the Cup against SL Moytaliska at a very training ground exercise routine, and in this episode we'll be playing up against FC Boring, former Ultimate League champions. They won the title back in season 17 of the Ultimate League and still have the same manager in charge 20 seasons later. So it's quite some occasion to be playing a former Ultimate League winning manager, considering this is a guy who's been there, done it all before, and it also goes without saying that this is going to be a very difficult game because he'll have a strong squad and be a good manager from when he's won the league, although the fact that he's been slowly on decline over the last few seasons suggests that he's not quite as good as he might have been once. Well, who knows anyway about that. Let's look at his squad. The words FC Boring and their manager Ordub go hand in hand with each other. Ordub has been in charge of FC Boring since near the beginning of its foundation and has single-handedly taken them from a lower division side to the top division, much like what we're doing. Perhaps most impressively, however, he has done it through a sustainable team model. As you can see, his players' ages, no two players are the same age as each other in each individual position. They are all evenly spread out, so there's a nice conveyor belt of talent flowing along. That same model was used to win the Ultimate League title in season 17. They had a very strong squad that day with players like Tom Bellanger, Danny Freiberg, Kieran Forrester, Vitor Nogueira, Max Preston, Calvin Rosbottom. However, all have since moved on, and this is what they have, a much weaker squad, but the likes of Gunnar Nyman and Tyrone Bywater have experienced the highs of the higher divisions. Peyton Jackson was also in the squad that was relegated from the Ultimate League in season 24, as was Colin Woosley. Other good players include Bahadur Wazitu, Sheikh Kebab and Steve Howe. Thankfully though, they'll be noticing that some good talent is coming through the ranks to maybe return FC Boring to their lofty status as an Ultimate League side one day, but for now they are a Division 4 side. Sheikh Kebab looks a pretty good player, to be honest. Zephaniah Jimenez, especially midfield, that midfield could be the basis for a strong foundation of the future. But anyway, let's see how FC Boring compare to our team. Well, they are definitely stronger. We're a bit more well-rounded in terms of skill bars, and we're a very different type of team to FC Boring. While FC Boring are favouring a very sustainable model of team building, we are practically going for broke with one generation of players, all closely bunched in with each other. We have two 25-year-olds in midfield, along with a 23 and a 22-year-old. In fact, several players in this team are between the ages of 22 and 25, so it's all going to be a very tightly packed together team. A clash of philosophies in a way. But with FC Boring have a slightly stronger squad, though perhaps we're a bit more evenly matched, but still player-wise they're going to be posing real threats. FC Boring are tied with points on us in the league at the moment, so let's see the team used and see how the teams line up against each other. Well, when I said there might be a clash of philosophies, I really meant it. FC Boring have taken a very different approach to countering our 5-man midfield than most would expect. The 5-man midfield strategy has worked wonders for us so far. However, the game engine has had made changes recently, so it might not work quite as well now that they're trying to encourage lob formations like 4-3-3, which were practically useless before. They now have their merits in the game engine. So FC Boring line up in a 4-3-3 formation with Joshua Scotto in goal, a back four of Felisberto Trevisco, Octavio Pompeo, Peyton Jackson and Steve Howe. Midfield three of Tyrone Bywater, Sheikh Kebab and Gunnar Nyman, and a front three of Bahadur Wazitu, Colin Woosley and Hans Noose. Knights meanwhile line up in a 4-5-1 formation with Ant Connolly in goal, a back four of Pim Kruis, Ibrahim Qamara, Ledley King and Aquila Santamaria. Midfield of Ray Tataw Eta, Pierre Of Hesslink, Alvito Roma, YG Nur and Raymond Hargreaves, and a front third man of Celso Mota. Okay then, let's go live to the FC Boring Arena 2, one of the famous stadiums in the Ultimate League, for this match. Captains for this match are Peyton Jackson for FC Boring and Pim Kruis for Knights of Sidonia. And supposedly two 14-bar players there. The referee is Michael Steen, skill 7, harshness 2. FC Boring in the white strip, the very plain strip, as identified by the name FC Boring. Knights of Sidonia are in the more interesting red and yellow strip, but actually have a team logo. So, the other match in the division, Joe Morelli taking on Jonas Suckers 2, P4HFC are taking on Atletico Madrid, and SC Beramar against Cornetta. So not a lot of matches between the bottom sides, but we're underway now. And there's a card for FC Boring in the 3rd minute as Bahador Guzitu has been yellow card for dangerous play. Oh, and that might be why. We've got an injury here. And Pierre Of Hesslink has been injured. Huge blow for Knights. It's our first injury of the season as Timothy Wagner comes on in place. It's a good job we kept Wagner on board to add some bit of depth to the midfield. Otherwise we might be struggling ugly now with the midfielder down. P4HFC have just taken the lead against Atletico Madrid. As the first half goes away, Knights are dominating possession, as you would expect from a team fielding 5 midfielders against FC Boring's 3. But FC Boring aren't set up to try and dominate possession. But we have a chance here. Sasa Motor! Centimetres over the crossbar. Yeah, as I was saying, FC Boring are trying to lob us and hit us on the break, but hopefully if we can play our stuff we should be able to win the game. As Collins Woosley has been yellow carded for arguing. So at the end of the first half it is 0-0. Knights have created 1 chance so far and more possession, but I wouldn't read too much of the possession figures in this game because they don't necessarily tell the whole story of the true picture of the game. In the other matches in the division though, Jeremy Elite are 0-0 with Stuckers 2, P4HFC are 2-0 up against Atletico Madrid, and SC Beramar have taken the lead against Cornetta FC, and that's a big surprise really because Beramar are relegation struggles. Well, that might be bad news for us. Hopefully things seem to be going well though against FC Boring, so hopefully we can get a win over them as the second half gets underway. And we have a chance here for the Knights. Breakaway. Ledley King tries to place the ball to the right of the keepers and defender, but wide the targets. Well, Knights are certainly showing a positive statement of intent as the Atletico Madrid get 1 back against P4HFC. And they're going to bring on a new striker for FC Boring. Alami is going to replace Hans Noose. Knights have created 2 chances so far, but so far no goals. We're going to miss it, should have gone by Raymond Hargreaves! Centimetres wide! And we're going to come back out with those things. Celso Motion tries! Just centimetres over the crossbar. Oh dear, 4 chances so far, and yet haven't scored a single goal yet. This is getting frustrating now. Raymond Hargreaves from a distance! Missed the goal! Well, 5 chances and no goals so far. This is getting a bit worrying. Raymond Hargreaves again! Nowhere near the goal. 4 chances in 4 minutes, and we failed to score a single goal here. This is very, very worrying. But we're on the front foot, so hopefully we should win this. Timothy Wagner! Straight in the goalkeeper's arms. We just cannot seem to score against this FC Boring keeper, and time is running out. We're in danger here as Colin Woosley has a great volley from distance. Oh no! With our first shot of the game, Colin Woosley has given FC Boring the lead, and Knights of Sardinia have paid the price for failing to take any of their chances. But this is Southside Mosa! Easily caught by the keeper. Wow! It looks like we're going to be suffering a defeat here, despite the fact we completely dominated this game. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How bad could this be for Knights going forward? We have absolutely dominated this game, but at the end we failed to show anything for it. We have lost away to FC Boring after FC Boring scored from their only chance the entire match, while Knights created 8 solid chances and dominated the game, and yet we find ourselves coming away with 0 points from this match. Payson Jackson was the man of the match for FC Boring, putting a sterling defensive performance, and Pim van der Kruis was the man of the match for Knights of Sardinia, with also sterling defensive performance to limit. But at the end of the day, if you don't take your chances, you can't win games. And FC Boring were very defensively solid, taking out wave after wave of our own attacks, and we failed to put away the chances we needed to win the game. And we got hit by a sucker punch later on when FC Boring won the game with all 3 points for that late chance. What a very disappointing game, but at the end of the day, that's football, and that is also Xpert 11 as well. And Xpert 11 is becoming a bit more like football. It is more unpredictable in its formations. No longer do you have to play a 5-man midfield formation every game to win the game. You might need to be a bit more varied if your squad allows it. Team of the week for this week is Joshua Scotto of FC Boring in goal. Back 4, Fausto Canaladas, Gillen Suckers 2, Payson Jackson, FC Boring, Pim van der Kruis, Knights of Sardinia, and Rodrigo Leonardo, P4HFC. Midfielder Montes Palengi, P4HFC, Hugh Roaring, P4HFC, Gunnar Nyman, FC Boring, and Alvito Roma, Knights of Sardinia. And a front 2 of Oli Andreas Flack, Gillen Suckers 2, and Eusebio Sierra, P4HFC. Incidentally, P4HFC actually took the decision to sell their main striker Eusebio Sierra not long after this game. That's a big surprise and comes out completely out of the blue. It surprised me when I saw it. But anyway, what's done is done, and Ignacio Larramanzar will be tasked with leading their challenge, where they're looking to try and challenge for promotion to Division 3. Anyway, Ordub was the manager of the round for FC Boring after his win over us. Both managers got 5-star tactics in that game, so it was likely whoever the winner was would have got the award. So after that round, P4HFC are the new league leaders after they beat Atletico Madrid 4-1 quite easily. Cornetto were knocked off top spots after losing 2-1 to SC Beira-Mar, and that's a pretty bad result for us because after our defeat to FC Boring, SC Beira-Mar are now level on points with us. So the next few games could be very important. Gela Seconds 2 maintains second place in the league after a 1-0 win over Joma Elite, who now prop up the table. And that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we're taking on the first leg of the third round of the Ultimate League Cup against LBJ. See you next time.